afternoon. Welcome to Sloater Thursday, as I'm calling it today. And I'm calling that for a couple of reasons. Number one is we have our last preseason game tonight in Buffalo, which I've been to, and we'll talk about that a little later. And I want to see Sloater get a chance with the number twos and see what he can do because I think personally that he's much better than Mannion in a much bigger upside, if I'm saying that right. You know, we know what Mannion is. He's a career backup. He's never been a starter as far as I can know. I don't know if that's right or wrong. But, we don't know what Sloater can do, and his upside is much higher in my opinion. The other reason why it's Sloater Thursday is I had a chance to watch his interview with Wobby from Wobby in the Lobby. If you haven't watched that interview, please do, because I've watched a lot of inspirational videos and motivational videos and videos that can just, get you off the chair and do stuff. And his story is just so inspirational. The way he just ended up at the end of his rope, 5 or 6 or 7, 8 different times. And he was able to sleep on it and come back and kind of try it again and prove to himself that he could hang in there and get the opportunity that he deserves. And so I am really excited to watch what he does tonight. And I've read posts from different forums, and there's a lot of people that feel the same way as I feel. Like in these last 3 preseason games, I looked forward to when Sloater was coming in to see what he can do. So, there's got to be something there. And again, go to Vikings.com and click on his video link with Wobby. He really goes through his journey to where he is today. I mean, he's got a long way to go, but just to get to this point, you'll be amazed at how strong he is mentally. And before I continue, I got to say, please subscribe. I'd like to keep you up to speed on new videos. And speaking of new videos, last night I had a chance to do a test run with a Vikings boss who's going to join me in our very first live season-ending podcast where we're going to talk about the team, because we'll know who they are after Saturday. Saturday is cut day. And so we'll have a chance to dissect the team, talk about the early part of the schedule and our hopes and dreams for the end of the season, which I'm feeling good about our team. I know I keep saying it, and people are like, oh my God, you're too optimistic. Well, there's something special here. We got all the pieces. We got the defense. We still have the quarterback. I'm not sure he's the right one, but he's good enough to do what he needs to do. Dalvin Cook is just off the charts, so he's going to help us. Our running game in the preseason is the best in the NFL. It feels good to watch them make yards instead of losing yards like we watched all last year. So that was good. And so that was inspirational. One quick story about inspiration and the don't give up kind of attitude. Here's a great story that happened to me in 1994. The Vikings are coming to play the Patriots in Foxborough. And of course I wanted to be there. And I wait until the last minute, and I couldn't get the tickets that I wanted. And then all of a sudden I get this crazy idea that why can't I be on the field with my team? Because I was watching a game, and you can see they were just regular people, on the sidelines. And so that became the goal. And this started in September. The game was in November. I did whatever I could to try to get someone to listen to me, to get some kind of a pass. I called the Vikings. I called the NFL. I called Robert Kraft's company because I was still in Massachusetts, obviously, and nothing. It was all dead ends. At times it seemed promising, but I would end up with nothing. And then it came down to like a week before the game was to happen, and I wake up Monday and I have this realization that, look, this is not going to happen. You're not going to get on the field to watch the game with your Vikings. It's a dream, but it's not going to happen. So I continue on through my day. I had to go into Cambridge to pick up a check for a client that owed me money. It was just like $200. And Harry was the name of the owner. But he wasn't there, so I talked to Kenny. And I mentioned to Kenny that I was trying to get into the game, with the Vikings and the Patriots. And Kenny says, "Why don't you just ask Harry? He's got tons of connections." So I grabbed the check and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give him a call." And I had his cell, and so I called him and I says, "Harry, if you can get me in that game, I will rip up this check and we can call it even." He says, "Oh, no problem." He says, "What do you want? Tickets on a 50 or 40 yard line? What do you want?" I says, "No, I want to be on the field with my Vikings, And he says, "Whoa," he says, "I don't know about that one, And he says, "But let me see what I can do." That's how we left it. And, we said goodbye. And then that Thursday before the Sunday game, I get a call from Harry. And he says, "I got it." And I'm like, you got what? He says, "I got you a photographer's pass to get on the field. So just give me $100 and we'll call it even." I'm like, "You're kidding me." So I go back to Cambridge with the $100. He has the pass. And I'm still thinking it's not going to happen. I'm thinking I'm going to go to the game. I put the pass around my neck, and so it's hanging there. I had to call my sister Juanita to get a camera. I didn't even have a camera because I'm a photographer now. And so I figured I'd go to the game, and they're just going to say, "Look, what are you doing? You're not a photographer. Get out of here." But I walk up. I show them my pass. They're like, "Oh, come on in." And then I walk in the stadium, and I look to see where I can get on the field, and I see that there's a cop like right near the wall where I can jump over. I figure, let me just get it out of the way. I'll just go over there. He'll know that I'm not a real photographer and tell me get the hell out of here. So I go down there and I show him my pass. He says, "Yeah, just jump the fence, jump the wall." I jumped the wall. I'm on the field. I did it. It was probably the greatest day of my life. The Vikings, although they did lose that game in a comeback for the ages, and we'll talk about that later. But don't ever give up on your dreams. You only fail when you stop. So don't stop. And that was the message that I heard with Slaughter yesterday. So that was awesome. Skull.